From weird beachfront train houses to this church built-in home, to this cranky old so-called home. Today, we are taking a look at 8 most weirdest properties and houses for sale on Zillow. But here's the crazy part. Some list for about a quick $50K, and some list for millions for just an antique home. And in case you need any contact info or links to the properties, subscribe to the channel and comment the word list, and I'll put it in the description. So let's begin. Number 8. The Train House by the Sea. We're kicking off our list with something that looks like it choo-chooed straight out of a childhood storybook, except it's sitting right on the Washington coastline. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but how much does something like this even cost? The number actually surprised me, but don't worry, I'll hit you with it in just a second. What you're really buying here is a collection of historic railway cars stitched together into one home. 2 old cabooses connected to a 1940s Pullman car, all parked permanently on a beachfront lot in Ocean City, Washington. Walking inside, the layout feels exactly how you'd expect, in the best and worst way. The kitchen, dining area, and living space are all spread across different train cars, so instead of hallways, you're walking through narrow railcar doors and curved passageways. It's less open concept and more train-themed obstacle course. You've got 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, plus a guest bath, all tucked into the old rail compartments. The curved ceilings are still here, the vintage lighting is still hanging overhead, and yes, there's even a retro wet bar that absolutely looks like it once served martinis to people traveling 60 miles an hour. Outside, the property is fully gated with a garage and outbuildings, and you've got direct access to the beach. Now for the part you've been waiting for. This rolling beachfront fever dream is currently listed for around $780,000. Number 7. The Millhouse Retreat. Okay, folks, this one really had me scratching my head in the best way possible. We're out here in tiny Middlebrook, Virginia. Population like everyone knows your name. This property looks like something straight out of a history book that got lost on its way to the Smithsonian. Now you're probably wondering how much something this weird costs. And trust me, the number surprised me. But I'll hit you with that in just a bit. Welcome to what locals call Smiley Mill. Originally an 1870s grain mill that someone decided was a great idea to turn into a full-on home. Yep, you're living inside a creekside mill, complete with views of rushing water, woods, and a deck that screams nature Instagram shots. Inside, you've got 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and a main level that opens right onto that giant deck over the creek. There's even a basement that still has the original mill wheel tucked away. Perfect for the friend who definitely asked, so what is this thing? Now for the moment of truth. This historic mill-turned home is listed for about $668,000. Honestly, for a house that doubles as a conversation starter and a fishing spot, that's not bad at all. Number 6. The Church-Turned Home. Today, we're in Bloomington, Indiana, checking out a property that makes you go, wait, why does this look like a chapel? This isn't your typical suburban ranch. This is a renovated church turned single-family home that somehow also has the vibes of a cozy mansion and a secret clubhouse. Now you're probably wondering, okay, but how much does a converted church cost? The number actually shocked me, but I won't hit you with it until after the tour. This place clocks in at about 3,260 square feet, with 3 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms spread across 2 levels. It still has that tall, dramatic interior volume you'd expect from a church, now balanced with modern finishes and fresh plumbing, electrical, roof, and siding. There's a gorgeous kitchen that looks strangely right at home next to lofty ceilings, plus plenty of room for gatherings, church potlucks, or just dramatic solo dance sessions. Outside, European-style gardens and big yard space bring a peaceful vibe you don't usually find next to a converted steeple. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. This beautifully odd church-to-home is listed for about $449,000. Honestly, for a house that doubles as a storytelling piece, that price seems almost reasonable. Number 5. The Dome Fortress in the Woods. Today, we're deep in the woods just outside tiny Smithsburg, Maryland, a town so small people probably say hi to strangers twice a day. And here we've got a home that looks like NASA and Frank Lloyd Wright had a baby. You may be thinking, okay, but how much does living in a futuristic mountain dome cost? The number actually shocked me, but I'll hit you with it in a moment. Welcome to 4940 Fox Tower Road, a monolithic dome estate built in 2022. These interconnected rounded structures aren't just odd, they're practically weird. They're ultra energy efficient, wind, fire, storm resilient, and pretty much immune to boring architecture. Spread out over almost 6 acres of trees and grass, it's set up with about 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and nearly 2,000 square feet inside. The interior feels like a sci-fi lodge with a gourmet kitchen, spa bathrooms, heated floors, and smart home tech for lights and climate. There's even a 36-foot diameter 3-car garage and an RV hookup station for your rolling home. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. This futuristic forest dome is listed for about $1.2 million. Yeah, for a home that looks like it rolled off a spaceship into the woods, you kinda get what you pay for. Number 4, the Canalfront Castle-inspired estate. Today, we're cruising into Grosse Ile, Michigan, an island community where normal houses apparently weren't weird enough. This place looks like someone took a suburban mansion and whispered, make it look like a castle, but also a yacht club. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but how much does this quirky Canalfront estate cost? The number actually shocked me, especially when you consider how custom this all is. But I'll hit you with it in a moment. Welcome to 9000 Ferry Road, a massive 6,628 square foot home with 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms wrapped in dramatic stonework, soaring ceilings, and even a turret-like architectural twist that makes you feel like you might need a scepter just to open the front door. Inside, you'll find sprawling common spaces, a gourmet kitchen, and room for serious entertaining. Plus, an unfinished area already roughed in for future expansion if you're planning your own throne room. Outside, you've got over 300 feet of canal frontage with private water access, perfect for boat nights that end in s'mores. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. This castle-inspired canal estate is listed for about $699,999. Honestly, for waterfront vibes and architectural flair, that might be the best bang for your royal buck we've seen yet. Number 3, the Desert Movie Set Ranch. Today we're in El Mirage, California, in the middle of absolutely nowhere. And yet somehow this place looks more like a Mad Max film location than a house. This isn't just a home. It's basically a 40-acre desert ranch dotted with weird props and relics that scream used in music videos or indie films. Now you might be thinking, okay, but how much does owning your own desert movie set cost? The number actually shocked me, but don't worry, I'll hit you with that in just a bit. The main structure here is an 828 square foot cabin with 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom, but that's just the beginning. Scattered across these 40 acres, you've got an airplane crash site, a vintage gas station, a fully stocked retro convenience store, an abandoned truck, a colorful geodome, a broken windmill, even a vintage Pepsi machine, all included in the sale. It's like someone turned a Beatles music video into a neighborhood. Plus, there's open desert everywhere you look, perfect for dust storms, Instagram shots, or filming your next apocalyptic vision. Okay, here it is. This whole off-grid desert ranch experience is listed for about $285,000. Honestly, for owning your own surreal movie backdrop and a house, that feels like a steal. Number 2, the Dreaming Dome of Taos. Today, we're heading out to El Prado, New Mexico. High desert land with mountain views so dramatic, you'd think the sky auditioned for a movie role. And here we've got a home that doesn't just have character, it has a personality the size of Taos Mountain. Now you're probably thinking, okay, but how much does a house that looks like a cross between a desert castle and a rainforest fantasy cost? The number actually shocked me, but don't worry, I'll hit you with it soon. Welcome to the Dreaming Dome, A 3,148 square foot monolithic masterpiece perched on over 5 private high desert acres at the end of Toon Drive. Inside feels like Alice wandered into a Taos adobe with stained glass chandeliers, hand-finished earthy walls, vibrant mosaic paths, cedar trunk columns, hanging carved critters, and even a painted sky ceiling with skylights that feels like nature's own light show. There are 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, a kitchen with turquoise floors, a vine spiral staircase, and a primary suite that's basically a Disney enchanted retreat with a hot tub deck under the stars. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, this architectural wild card is listed for about $197,000 for a house that feels like a living sculpture and a vacation all in one. That's honestly kind of magical. Number 1, the Balancing Act Bungalow. Today, we're looking at a property that defies both gravity and good sense. This place isn't just on stilts. It's basically on a pedestal that looks way too small for what it's holding up. It's like someone said, let's build a house way up high on a tiny base and see if it tips over. Then actually did it. Now you might be asking, okay, but how much does this precarious architectural experiment cost? The number surprised me, but I'll hit you with it in just a sec. The main structure looks old and cranky, like it was lifted up with a forklift from another era and then forgotten. The walls lean just enough to make you wonder if the floor is level or if you're just tilted. The underside is exposed like a house on stilts that got carried off in a tornado and then said, nah, this is fine. Inside probably has quirky angles, low beams, and a vibe that feels like a tree house built by someone who hates trees. Maybe it was meant to be a lookout. Maybe it was a flood-proof getaway. Maybe it's just here to make visitors go, what? That is the energy. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. This one-of-a-kind elevated oddity is listed for about $52,000. Yes, for this. Honestly, you're not just buying a house, you're buying a conversation starter, and maybe some serious squinting.